This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Alright guys, welcome back to the Brandalorian YouTube channel. Thank you guys for showing support, for subscribing so far. We did hit the 200 subscriber mark, and that was a big accomplishment for this channel, so I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for showing love. And as you guys already know, I'm going to be showing my updated DDD deck profile for the post AGOV set, and let's get into it. So to start out, of course, you're playing 3 Keplers. If you guys see my previous profile, I'm just gonna kind of speed through this. Not much has changed, except for a few things, and I'm gonna go over that next. So 3 Kepler, it's your starter. You obviously need it. The next best card in the deck, most would say it is the best card of the deck. It's Griffin. He has 4 effects. They're all really good. You can extend with him. He can special summon from the hand. He can draw a U card by discarding when he's pendulum summoned. Let's see, when he's special summoned from the graveyard, you get to go ahead and search for a DD card. So yeah, he does a lot for the deck. We have 3 Savant Copernicus. He's another 1-card combo. If you don't get the Kepler and you get this in hand, it's pretty good. We have the Extender. We have the Swirl Slime. He's really good for fusion summoning from your hand. So you can fusion summon to go into Flame Genghis, which can lead into further plays, because Flame Genghis is another card that will extend for you because he special summons when another card is summoned to the field while he's there. We have 2 Orthros. I've seen most people cut this just to 1. I see the reasoning for it, but I like 2 because if I open 1 in hand, I like using it for the combo, but I also like using it for back row disruption. So we also have Rage along with Cerebus. That's part of the Kepler 1-card combo, so you kind of need these because he's a scale 0. He's going to be able to summon Kepler back onto the field as part of your pendulum summon, and then he can also make Kepler level 4, which you can go into the rank 4. So that's needed. We have the Ragnarok and the Thomas. Thomas for recovery. You can add something back from face-up extra deck back to your hand. You have the Ragnarok. He is an extender. Once he's in scale, you can special summon from the graveyard, and you can further your plays that way. And next we have a bunch of one-offs. We have Lamia, the Necro Slime, and the Typhoon. These pretty much serve almost the same purpose. This one just gets you into the big Genghis. This one gets you into the little Genghis. And then this one is a 1-star tuner, which can go into Siegfried if you play the D-Arc. It's part of another 1-card combo with Copernicus. You can Foolish Burial this card. If you have a gate, you can send the gate to special summon that, and that already has food for that can go into the Gilgamesh, which is the Link. So yeah, so just a bunch of extenders there. Some one-ofs you really don't want to see, but you need them. And that's it for the DD monsters. I'm going to go ahead and put these to the side. Next, we're going to go into hand traps. We have, obviously, the best hand trap in the game. I say best just because it covers a lot more than all the other hand traps would. So it's a generic hand trap that covers a lot of decks. So you kind of need this. It stops branded. It stops a lot of other rogue decks that you may come across. I'm playing 3 Impermanence. It's just there for spot negation. You don't play into talents or thrust, so this card is really good. I play 2 Droll. I have 2 Droll main decked. I like it at 2. I don't want to brick on it, by having 2 in hand, because with this deck you definitely need combo pieces. So I do see it enough. So I feel like 2 is good. 2 Veiler. The opposite of Imperm. I know you play into thrust and talents, but sometimes you need this. So I have this in my main deck going first. You can also side it out for other things. So it's a good side out card, but it's also a good card on its own. So I play 2 of those. I also play 2 Nib. Nib just it stops turns. It's just a really good card. I mean, I like it. I don't think I would take it out. I play 2 talents. 2 talents. This is a board breaker, so if you're forced to go second, at least you have some cards going second. Talents, like if your opponent were to stop you during mid combo with a monster effect, you can take one of their cards. You can draw 2, or you can rip a card from their hand if they have any more hand traps in their hand. So it's very versatile, and I like it. So that's going to be the end of the hand trap portion / board breakers. Next, we're going to go into the dark contracts. So I play 3 gate. You have to play this at 3. If you're not playing this at 3, I don't know, where you learned the deck, or why you're playing it in the first place. But you definitely need 3. This is what you search off of Kepler mostly. This is your once per turn Rhoda, and it's a continuous spell, so it stays on field. So if this stays on field and your opponent leaves it, coming into your turn again, you're gonna keep extending because you're gonna draw 1. I mean, you're gonna search for 1. I meant. So that card is good. You need 1 of the fusion and 1 of the contract with patent license. Yeah, this card is just insane. This card right here is like almost a pseudo floodgate in a way. If you have, let's say you have a Gilgamesh, which is your link monster, you have a fusion, you have a synchro, and an Xyz on your board, your opponent can only summon 1 monster of that type because you have 1 of each. So let's say they want to link summon, they can only link summon once because you have 1 DD link monster on your field, and they take 1,000 when they summon that particular monster. So yeah, so they can only pretty much summon 1 of each type that you have on the field, which is pretty crazy. It also has another effect where if it's sent to the graveyard in any way, you get to go ahead and add a face-up DD card from the extra deck to your hand, or from the graveyard to your hand. So it's good recovery that way too, and it also is a big part of the main combo that I like to go into. And then obviously this is the fusion, so you need that to extend and to go into your rank 6, because you would summon another Flame Genghis during your combo, so you need this as well. I play the 3 Piri Rice map. I don't like the brick, running the brick with Small World. I just prefer this card. I know it sucks when you go into time and stuff like that because you're paying half your life points, but when you're playing DDDs mostly, I never really grind too much. My games don't really last that long. So I play this card. I can also side it out, maybe side 1 out. So it gives me options. And it's just a 1-card starter too, because I can search the Kepler and go for the 1-card Kepler combo as well if I didn't have anything else in my hand. So there's that. And I have the 1 trap card, which is the DDD Headhunt. This is your in-engine Widow Anchor, which is really good. You can target a monster your opponent controls. You can negate the effect and steal it. If it is an extra deck monster, it is treated as a DD card. So that can also play into your combos for the next turn if it comes back to you. So this is a really good card. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the extra deck. Alright guys, so here we're gonna go ahead and show you guys we're playing the 2 Flame King Genghis. These are your rank 6 fusion, your level 6 fusions, which go into the rank 6. These cards extend on their own. If I have one already on the field and I summon another DD monster, I get to target a card from the graveyard, a DD card from the graveyard, to special summon it. So it's an extender. It also says that if this card is sent to the graveyard by battle or by card effect, you get to target a dark contract from your graveyard added to your hand. So it's a nice recovery as well. I play the Arc as well. This card, I'm not sure if I should just leave it in the extra or put it in the side. It is good for time, so you do gain life based off of your effects, because your effects do burn you sometimes. So if I'm going first and it's in, if it's game 3 and I'm going first, I can summon this guy, then proceed to summon the Link monster, which will burn me. But instead, this card says I gain, so I would gain 1,000, and then we're in time. So that can kind of help on occasion. Kind of niche, but sometimes it does come up. We have the Big Genghis. So this card is a spell or trap negate on your turn, and it is another special summon. So it has like the same effect as this one, the small Genghis. It's another special summon from the graveyard if you summon another DD monster while it's on the field. So that can come in handy as well. So those were the fusions. We have the one DDD Synchro Curse King Siegfried. I love this art. This is like my favorite DD art of the whole deck. Like, he just looks so sick with that huge sword and the red scarf and the white hair. Really cool art. So this card is pretty much just a spell or trap negate as a quick effect. And if it were to be destroyed by battle card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can actually gain 1,000 life points per contract you have on the field. So it doesn't let you die to your contracts on your turn if the contracts are still up during your standby. So it does help sometimes. That effect doesn't really come up, but the spell trap does. It's really good. We have the King Caesar and we have the King Tell. You go into this, then you slap this on top of it. When these go to the graveyard, they each have an effect. So this one allows you to search for a dark contract, and this one allows you to Foolish Burial a dark contract or a DD card. So those play into your combos. They're very versatile. So depending on what you need, if those are sent, you can continue to extend. We have the Wave High King Caesar, which is the rank 6. This is what you use. You use the level 6 Flame Genghises. So you use 2 of them to go into this guy. This guy is a Solemn Warning, not once per turn. He has 2 materials on summon, so you have 2 Solemn Warnings pretty much, and that's really good. And if this card is sent to the graveyard as well, you get to add a dark contract from your deck to your hand. So you can see a pattern that these, when they're sent, they all do something. So they keep the engine running. So you keep getting recovery, you keep getting dark contracts. Dark contracts will either the fusion, you can get the searcher, things like that. I do play the 2 Divisor King Deus Machinex. This card is insane. He just slaps on any DD monster that you have. You can summon it on anything. It's pretty broken that way, I think. He has 3,000, and once per chain, if your opponent were to activate a monster effect, you get to pop a dark contract or detach 2 from him to suck him up. So it's really good. Those are the DDD's XZs that we have. We do run the 3 Abyss King Gilgamesh. I love this card too. It's a Link 2. I wish we got a Link 3 somewhere in the future. I would love to see new support for the deck. But this is a really good stepping stone. If you just need 2 DD monsters on the field to go ahead and go into this guy. This guy is a 1 link set your pendulum scales. I don't think there's any card in the game that lets you just set your pendulum scales straight from deck. So this can get around what's that card? Anti-spell fragrance. Because what that card says is your opponent cannot activate spell or trap cards, or spell cards. They have to be set first. So what this does, it gets around it. It just actually sets it from. It places them onto the field from the deck, so it doesn't activate the actual scales, which is pretty cool. That card is really good. And then also, if it is sent to the graveyard as well, if it's destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, you get to special summon a DD monster from your extra deck or the graveyard in defense position. So one time I had this on the field, my opponent negated and destroyed his on summon effect, so he went to the graveyard and I was able to summon a Siegfried in defense position, so I can negate their spell and trap cards if they were to further stop me into my play. So it's really good. I really like him. I wish we just came out with another maybe Link 3 that can jump off of this guy, so I can climb into something else. But we do have Barone, Zeus. These are the flex spots of the deck. I guess before, when this was really expensive, people didn't play this, and they played the level 10 DD Synchro, the Brightness Armageddon, which is also another good card to play as well, because you can summon the level 10 DDD off of the Link monster, and he has a protection effect that says your opponent cannot target your monsters on the field. So that's also like a nice one to have. But I prefer this guy as like another negate. Zeus is Zeus. It's really good. You can wipe your opponent's board. I've summoned the I've summoned this before where I just had that, summoned this, attacked, then put this on top of it. So now it has the two materials it took to make the Wave King. Then I've slapped the Marksman King Tail in it, and then I also slapped this. So it has 2 wipes on the field, which is really good. You can do that as well. I'm kind of also teching as like my 16th card in practice just to see if this comes up at all, and it's the Super Star Slayer Typhon Sky Crisis. What a name that is. This card came out in the Age of Overlord. It's a pretty cool card. It just you can use any monster that you have on your field with the highest attack. So if let's say your opponent stops you, you have this on board. It's the only monster you have on board. You can just slap this on top of it because it's the only monster with the highest attack on your field. So sometimes that comes in handy. Hasn't really come up, but I can see the application for it, like going second or something, where your opponent stops, you have nothing left. You can slap this on top of anything, and it just prevents your opponent's higher attacker monsters that are 3,000 or more from activating their effects, and then you get to bounce one. So that's cool, I guess. Still trying to practice with this, see if it's really needed. Probably not. I'm just gonna say right now, probably not. But it is pretty fun to just think about new combos, new routes you can do with the deck. And we're gonna go into our side deck now. All right, so we have 2 crows. I feel like Crow is like a really good, card this on this format. You can stop a couple of your opponent's lab monsters from activating in the graveyard. You can banish them. You can banish, key important cards that your opponent needs in the Dragon Link deck. It covers quite a bit, so that's why I put it in the side. It doesn't cover every deck, but it does cover quite a bit, so that's why I have it in the side there. So what I do sometimes is I side in my effect veilers and put these in instead. So that's also a good card. You definitely need this card against Pearly, the XD's Encore. It's really, really good against them. Pretty much stops them and has them build the board up again. You do this and you have to try it. You have to try and kill them that turn, or else they're just gonna build the towers again. So yeah, it does give you a free turn against them to try and stop them. I do have the Dark Ruler No More. I run that at 2. That doesn't really need an explanation. That's Dark Ruler. You just blanket negate the whole field, and then you can make your board up, and then you can break their board and have them break your board after that. You do run 3 evenly matches. Yeah, it makes the game state evenly matched after you play it. So your opponent has a whole bunch of negators or anything like that. You hit them with the Dark Ruler first, then you do the evenly match, resets the game, then you can start playing. You can't kill them that turn because you already wasted your battle phase, and then Dark Ruler kind of prevents them from taking damage. But once their board is broken and you make your board with 5+ negates, it's kind of hard for them to come back. I also have Dimensional Barrier against any deck that's not a Link deck. I mean, Fusions, stops Branded, Synchro, XZs, Pendulums, so it's there for that. And then we also have the back row hate. We have the 2 Lightning Storm and the Feather Duster. Against Lab, pretty much, kind of get rid of their back row, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, the evenly match is kind of like Lab hate as well, because if they set 5 pass, you just evenly match. They have to activate their stuff to keep going, and then most of it's gonna get banished anyway. So so that is the deck, guys. Not much has changed from my previous deck profile, but I just wanted to give you guys an update on how I'm playing it now, post the new set. I am gonna take this deck to the Kissimmee Regional. I've been trying to play test to see what deck I wanted to play. It was between DDDs. It was between Ignister, Mathmech, and it was, what was the other deck I was play testing to? DDDs, Ignister, Mathmech, Heroes, Go Pride Punk. So I was thinking about playing any one of those decks, but I just feel really comfortable. I've been playing this as of late, so this is my deck of choice. I'm going to take it to the Kissimmee Regional on the 11th of November. So stay tuned for any updates on that. I will share how I did with you guys and let you guys know how I did and if I topped or anything. I probably will be vlogging as well, so stay tuned for the vlog. And this is Brandon Lawrence signing out. And remember, this is the way.